part of the reason I wrote the book. And I didn't write the book. I compiled and edited it, and I wrote about 40% of it. But part of the reason, too, is this whole stereotype about Italian Americans and the focus on organized crime. Of course, one of the people in the book whom I grew up with, Martin Scorsese, he in a sense contributed to that, but he did so in an artistic way, by heightening and illuminating this whole business of organized crime amongst Italian Americans in his movies. Mean Streets, which was his breakthrough movie about this neighborhood, Casino, and Goodfellas. However, and as I mentioned, I wrote a little piece in there, Reflections of Marty. He also did he's a producer in Boardwalk Empire, which shows organized crime of different groups, including Italians, Irish, Jewish, and but that stereotype is something that my generation has had to deal with, and there are several vignettes in the book, true vignettes. One was in a novel that a friend of mine wrote, which is excerpted, and others are true stories of the stereotype confronting you as you moved into professional life. For example, in my case, when I was a second lieutenant, there's a story in there about going to a dining in where. So you walk through a receiving line, and the first person you meet is the adjutant, who's an assistant to the general. And you give him your name, and then he passes that on to the general, and then you shake hands with the general, and he knows what your name is. And so when I did that, he said, "Oh, your name is Rinaldo." That's Italian, right? And I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Oh, they're awesome, good Italians." So so what's the implication there that good Italians are in the minority, and most of us are mafia people? And even more direct comments that I talk about there. Well, Marty's answer is, I can't help you. This was a reality. These people were there, and they lived in our neighborhood. They were part of our neighborhood, and he felt that was part of his experience, and he wanted to express it in film in an artistic way, and he did. But anyway, the purpose of this book, a major purpose of this book, is not just commemoration of those people, but commemoration of the people who were not in organized crime, people who led normal lives. When I say normal, what I mean is, people who went on to become fruitful members of society as policemen, firemen, lawyers, judges, military people, the people. I talk about in the introduction and the preface. I talk about all.